people going to like Snowdonia and stuff, and
yeah,
police are getting
people have been traveling from England
And we're live.
into Wales.
And we're live.
We are live. God, that took ages to try and set up. Never mind. Welcome back to Challenge Chats. We've had a bit of a pause over the Christmas period. Hope everybody saw our drunk Christmas special episode, and we're probably a little bit more sober tonight, I think, maybe. And I'm not entirely sure whether the internet connections are working entirely right. So if you miss people, hopefully we'll be able to edit it out. But how is everybody?
Good. Cold.
Good.
Tired.
Cold. Is that because you've been on the golf course path, Katie?
Yes, you saw my usual. I'm so boring and predictable. It's literally the only nice place near me to walk. But then, well, obviously we did drive like 20 minutes away, and it snowed ridiculously. But yeah, I don't know if that was allowed or not, but we did it. Just had it, tier 4, whatever.
We had a New Year's Eve drink in a street, and the old Bill turned up, but they weren't looking for us. They were looking for somebody else. They were looking
Who are they
for a
looking
rave
for?
happening. There was a rave going on in the park next to us. So when they turned up and saw us, when there was 2 80-year-old women and 2 family guys at like 60 odd, and they were like, "Oh, we're not even looking for you guys. Carry on." So yeah, so happy New Year, everybody, as well.
Although you're allowed 6 people to meet outside, aren't you, in tier 3?
Yeah. Just because they arrived driving straight up my street towards the end of the street at us, we were like, "Oh no, what have we done wrong?" But it was the massive rave they were looking for.
There is something, isn't there, when there's a police car around, you think, "Oh my God, I've done something," or they're following me, or I'm going to get pulled over. Like, there's some weird thing, isn't there, that you feel like you're in trouble, even though you're generally not.
I instantly feel guilty.
Yeah.
That's probably why they talk about just having a presence is enough. It keeps the 95% of us in order. Just the other 5% don't really care.
My friend did say they were patrolling her street the other night. And she lives like Warrington way, northwest. So I've not seen them patrolling around here, but there we go. Obviously, the presence is out there.
Certainly is. So we are international. Hopefully, there's less restrictions still in Australia than the UK.
Depends where you are.
Yeah, I heard they've closed some areas, but anyway, it's not all about COVID. This is all about how we did in a challenge. So, who wants to start? Who had a positive challenge? Okay, let's jump in with Nessa then, because Nessa, I hear you had a bit of a result last week.
Yesterday. So yeah, I was slow in doing my final check-in stuff. So my main challenge goal was to do 10 reps of the push to pike on the TRX. I didn't own a TRX before this challenge, so it was my lockdown present to myself. And I finally got my 10 reps last night. And yeah, form was average to shit, but did it, and yeah, chuffed to bits, because actually I hadn't done any TRX stuff for a couple of weeks. I kind of lost interest in it, and I was thinking about flaking out of the challenge, but then I was just like, well, why flake out? Like, there's no point. So just got my head down, did it, and battled through. And I hit my informal sub goals as well. So I wanted to do 5k in 30 minutes, and I'm now consistently doing that at about 28-29 minutes.
Wow,
which is quite cool.
Well done.
I wanted to average 12,000 steps a day, and I've come in at about 13 and a half, and I'm doing the virtual Land's End to John O'Groats walk, and I wanted to have completed 170 miles. I've actually completed 280. So yeah, goals achieved. I didn't set a weight loss or like a measuring tape one because that's just not good for my head. But in the process, I'm about 10.5 kilos down and 22 centimeters narrower.
You won challenge.
That's from June.
That's amazing.
Really
Two
well.
challenges.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
So yeah, it feels quite good. So I'm glad I entered the challenge, and yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it mostly.
You should give yourself a massive round of applause because that's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah,
You've literally gone like this.
Yeah,
you can see in photos and stuff.
Yeah.
You've totally upset Jo. She's gone to ring James to tell her that you want to win the challenge, I think.
So no, it's nice to finally have like found something that's making a difference for me. And the running's got a lot easier. And I voluntarily ran every other day over my 10-day Christmas break, which I've never ever done before. Even on Christmas morning, I went running.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah, it's because I was at home with my parents and we have a slightly toxic relationship, so it's a way to get out of the house.
Literally run away from your problems.
And then run back to them.
Yeah.
So do you remember when on one of the previous episodes how I did a demonstration of my yoga? TRX you can use indoors, right?
Yeah, it's upstairs though, and yeah, no.
I wouldn't make you do that, don't worry.
Those are so hard. Those are so hard. Those
and it hurts in all sorts of places I wouldn't expect it to hurt. So yeah.
Hurts in my head just thinking about it.
Yeah, they're not easy. The press up bit I'm not very good at. I can't get very low, but that's okay.
Doesn't matter. You did 10.
Yeah.
I'll never do one again, but
don't need to, right? Complete them.
Yeah, done. Tick. So yeah, that was my challenge.
Well done, Nessa.
Well done.
Who put up their hand? Emily, you put up your hand.
Yep.
Cool. Talk to me.
Right. So I hit my goal. I didn't really hit any of my sub goals towards the end. I was consistent in the first 8 weeks, and then the last 4 weeks I just went and couldn't be bothered. But I hit 150K hip thrust, so I was like, all right, there we go. So, and I got all my pictures submitted, although I was like Nessa and I did them a little bit later in the game, but yeah, it worked. So
Well done.
Job.
That is a big weight to hip thrust. That.
yeah, I think I probably could go heavier for 1 rep if I wanted to. I wasn't sure when I made the goal, like if it was going to be heavy enough. And I knew when I could do 5 reps at 125 that I was like, I should be doing heavier than 150, but it was a little bit too late to change it at that point. So I figured I'll stick with it. And that way I know that it's something to work towards and it'll be easier to gauge for the next time if I decide to do it again. Which I won't.
Well done. That's that's a heavy weight. I think that's more than I could do. It's, not got very much in the hips. But hang on, it's not me that's giggling at that, is it?
I don't know if that's a good thing to admit.
Probably not.
Probably not.
No. Work on those,
You should-
Alistair. You need to work on it.
Alistair, you should watch the video in the academy about hip thrust.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
maybe you'll take back that comment.
Yeah,
The extra inch.
It's all of the extra inch, right?
Although the talk about hitting the cervix is a bit too much. Like, it just makes me wince a bit. No one else.
Yeah, it's like something out of My Dad Wrote a Porno
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, it's such a good podcast. That.
We digress.
Sorry.
And Elena.
Me. My challenge, like, I'm not disappointed in my challenge. I didn't hit my goal, but it's fine. I didn't quit, so I'm really happy that I just kept going, even though probably about week 6 I knew I wasn't going to hit my goal. But I think the longest hang I did was about 2 minutes 20. Just before Christmas, I fell up my stairs and hurt my hand. And I thought I'd broken my finger, which I hadn't, but I'm just a bit dramatic. So it's really hard to grip the bar anyway. But I lost, I think, about 13 and a half inches off my body over the challenge. So I'm really happy with that, even though I didn't hit my goal. And I'm glad that I finished the year not being extremely obese for a change.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to sound like is it Carol Vorderman where I go, Elena, Paddy's in the house. Please do not say anything that you do not wish to be in the podcast.
Are you still drunk?
How are we all?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm just so jealous.
Paddy, we're live on Facebook, just so you know.
Yeah, I'll keep it short.
Oh my god, your voice. Have you been smoking? Just drinking.
No.
Your eyes aren't working, mate. They're all over the place.
I mean, it's a good effort coming up. What time is it there?
No, it's not. It's like 10:30.
Oh.
I think. But I just saw that you guys were all live, so I thought I'd pop on just for a minute and say, you guys have all smashed it. I don't really have much of an update to give because I never made it to the gym before I could get to my festival, so I haven't finished the challenge yet unofficially. But I can't wait to listen to this and hear all of your other updates.
Paddy, we love you.
We love you, Paddy.
No,
See you later. Yeah,
well,
Go back to bed.
We love Paddy.
That was amazing.
He is just one of the most awesome guys ever. He really is.
He just looked like an escaped convict then. The white t-shirt and shaved head.
Oh dear.
Bless him.
So yeah, apologies for that, Ellen. I didn't know that was going to happen, but
Fine, I finished.
Well done on your losing what was the 13 and a half inches.
And I tried hanging off my pull-up bar today. It is hard. You've done so well with that. It is really bloody hard. How long was your longest time?
2 minutes 20 was the longest.
That is
That's
impressive.
Really good.
I didn't think it was going to be that hard. It's the hardest challenge I've done. So,
It's impossible. I don't know how you did that. I am seriously impressed.
I was
thinking of
of liquid chalk.
I was thinking of you today. I was hanging off mine trying to do a pull-up, and I was like, how did Elena do this for I knew it was over 2 minutes. And it is really impressive.
Really good for the posture, though, I think, to hang.
It's good. You have to work on your core and stuff. It's the same, same principle as like a pull-up and stuff. So you have to sort of brace your core because it makes a difference how you hang. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like expect to sort of hang there, and it does make a difference when you work. Because like in the first few weeks of the challenge, in my program I had like hollow holds, which are so hard, but it's so good for your core and for hanging. But yeah, I'm going to do something different for my next challenge.
Well, yeah, well done. And good that you can see the positives in just finishing it, because I know that that's not what all of us would have done. So yeah, well done. And I know that you like to think of being consistent. So yeah, it seems that you've kept that up. Well done.
Thanks.
Charlotte or Charlie. I only call you Charlotte because it says Charlotte on your screen, but I know you as Charlie.
I know, either way. My mum always calls me Charlotte. Everybody else kind of calls me Charlie, so I know when I'm in trouble. Yeah. So the challenge was, I think I should have gone for a different goal. Sadly for me, obviously, like the last couple of weeks, obviously, with the kids breaking up from school and stuff, I didn't get to do any more running because I had to be at home with a little one. So obviously that kind of put a bit of a damp on that one, and unfortunately didn't hit my target time either. For some reason, despite giving up smoking, still hitting my runs while I was able to before the schools broke up. My time was actually increasing instead of going the other way. So yeah, I mean, my little sub goals that I had, I managed to sort of like keep to most of them. I was hitting 10,000 steps a day, and I was managing my full workouts a week. But apart from that, I didn't. And I guess the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of the challenge, because I started a week earlier so I could finish that week before the Christmas hit. Again, I just like the last couple of weeks, I just felt like my heart just wasn't in it. I think because there was so much going on with all the Christmas stuff and everything else, and the madness that is in the world at the minute with everything else going on, it just kind of took me out of it really. But I've still lost weight, not as much as I'd hoped for, but I've still done some. I've lost a couple of inches, which I'm happy with. And I'm going to be signing up for the next challenge that starts on the 17th. So I'm just going through my goals of what I want to hit for the next challenge now. I'm determined to. I'm not doing a running goal, and I'm not doing a weight loss one. I'm going to do something slightly different, I think. But yeah, and just go from there and get my head down and get back in the game and see how I go.
So are you still off the fags?
Yes.
Right. So nothing else really
Yay.
matters. Nothing
That's
else really matters then, right?
amazing.
It's
the
3
best
months
thing.
now.
Yeah, that's brilliant. If everything else felt like and you still did 4 workouts a week, and you were doing 10,000 steps a day, that seems like a
And
really
I haven't
positive challenge.
binged it to make up for not smoking either, because I know that obviously sometimes giving up smoking, you tend to pick up food and eat more. I haven't done any of that either, so I think I'm just trying to keep myself busy to stop myself from like eating too much. So yeah, I've done quite well with that as well. So it'll do.
Yeah, no, well done. You should give yourself a pat on the back. That's amazing.
Oh,
I know that we've got another non-smoker in the house. Rob?
Well, you say that.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, Robbie.
No. I am still successfully completing the challenge as my sub goal, as my main goal of quitting smoking. So I'm 12 weeks in, and I don't even want one anymore. I was actually driving along behind someone who was smoking, going, "What the fuck is that smell? Like, what is that?" And then realised it was that bad. I was like, and I used to smell like that. That's why I'm not doing this.
But do you notice that even when you're out and about and people that have smoked and walk past you, even though they're not smoking now, or brush past you in a shop or something, or get to like you're like,
Yep.
bad.
Back in the
I've not
throat,
smoked
or
for
back
years
in the
and I
tongue, I
still
find
get
it.
that.
It is foul, and you're like, whoa, you're smoking, you just don't get it. And like everyone else, I'm like, I used to smell like that. Why did no one say anything? Everyone must be really polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's really I'd say my only victory. There's been a lot of other victories going on. I mean, like during this challenge, I've jumped into a new job, working for the NHS. So that's been a bit of a challenge. Gym's been open, closed meant I probably didn't have enough time to do my main goal of 36. I didn't do as much stretching and yoga as I probably should have, or could have. But I am meditating consistently. I'm actually a lot kinder to myself. It's going, it's all right. I'll put on 2 kilograms, which is totally what you're meant to do, right? Good. And I don't know. For this challenge has been really different for me. Other ones before have all been gym based, and I've been able to like break myself on weights. Or the one before, I was doing 20,000-30,000 steps a day. This one has just mainly been about sort of finding out what is and isn't possible, and what I do and don't like, and giving up smoking, and what the difference is in life without that. And I don't know, I think I've grown quite a lot, but not in a way that you can see. No extra muscles, but I don't know, I suppose I'm heading towards my main goal, which is just being happier in life. So I'll take that as a win, really. I'll submit photos. Well, I've submitted photos, but you can't really see the difference in me in between beginning and end, because it hasn't been a physique goal. I'm kind of cool with that as well. It doesn't really bother me anymore. I'm just like, okay, I do need to lose some weight, and after this, I will probably go into a deficit. But it's not going to be aggressive, because I'm really learning what stresses me out, and what doesn't. And like being in an aggressive diet while working like 12-hour days, you're talking 6 days a week. You can't do it. So it's this. I don't know whether I'm going to do the next challenge or not. Really got no clue. I suppose I've got 10 days to work it out, 15 days to work it out. But I don't know. I don't know where the future really holds. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I'm chatting to a few people about what other possibilities are, but we'll see where we go. I think this year, if gyms ever open, I will head towards CrossFit. That will be my aim. But yeah.
Nice.
Challenge for me.
Again, well done on quitting smoking, and and a new job, which is a lot to take on, especially in this time. So, and I know how much that's taken of your time personally. So, yeah, well done, mate.
Thank you.
Katie or Joe? Joe, we've not heard from you for ages, and give us an update.
Yeah. So I've just been ticking along quietly.
Oh, she's frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I've been ticking
I'm
along
frozen.
nicely.
Are you back?
You
You
froze.
froze.
Oh, sorry.
Just as you said you were ticking along nicely, you froze. But you're not.
My internet is not ticking along nicely. Yeah, things have been going okay. Had some stuff going on since my goal was literally just to be kind to myself. Part of that has been knowing when to hibernate as much as doing stuff. Yeah, so I've been pretty good actually. Obviously, I have managed to get to 2021 without ending up in a hospital again, which was one of my main aims. Pleased with that. I feel quite well. I'm on like a 57-day, 10k a day step streak now. Cracked out an 11-mile run yesterday. Yeah, like so.
Yeah,
I feel like
in like 147 or something, 153 or whatever you were.
It was just a casual little.
Oh yeah, just a casual, just did the 11 miler, yeah, in like 1 hour 53.
I know. I can understand why people hate me. I've run once in the last 7 months, and I just did 11 miles. So I know that's annoying.
How do you even do that?
I just find running my biggest thing. I get frustrated with myself because I think actually if I tried hard with running and trained properly, I could probably be really good at it.
You find it quite easy then?
Yeah, Like, say for me, just going out for like a 2-hour run, as long as my body's playing ball, I don't find it like I don't hurt afterwards. I didn't hurt today. And actually I was like, why didn't I just do a half marathon instead of 11 miles?
I am shook.
Katie, she
But
has done ultra marathons, so
I haven't
Have
done an ultra.
you?
I've done a full marathon, but I haven't done an ultra. I'd like to do an ultra.
I was going to say I didn't know about the ultra.
No,
But
I was
it's
going
'cause
to
it
do.
doesn't
I wanted
exist.
to do Race of Stones, but obviously COVID happened this year. So
Yeah. So well, I did the virtual race of the stones. I didn't see you there.
I'm not sure I could get into virtual running. Like for me, running's all about. My biggest barrier with running is my mind and not being bothered to do it. So I don't ever force myself to run.
Oh no.
Find
your
it.
internet's-
No, it's really
Yeah,
crap. Sorry.
That's all right. And we got the gist.
Yeah, things are good. I haven't actually bothered to update my challenge entries for about 6 weeks, and I probably won't, to be fair. I didn't join it to try and win it, so I've managed to keep myself accountable without actually physically putting it in the app. So I probably won't actually bother to formally finish it in terms of putting my details in, but I've considered myself as having met my goal in terms of the be kind to myself for 84 days or whatever it was. So yeah, all good.
I thought the
It's
last
a
day
good
was
goal to have, actually. I think. When is the last day to enter it?
No, I thought the last day to enter everything was yesterday.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can still end
It's still
now.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still open now.
I'm still waiting on my prize from the last one, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's not.
Did you know Joe won?
Oh, did you? Is she
Did
going to?
I tell you? I'm going to Bali.
Oh, dear.
So jealous.
Can I put you out again? Well, no, I'm.
Yeah, actually, the one thing I have learned from it all is that sometimes you have to. Me and Rob have talked about this a bit, haven't we, Rob? Like, actually, sometimes you need to know when to step back and when to remembering this is about like your health, and your health isn't necessarily smashing yourself in the gym every day or making yourself do things which aren't doing you any good. So it has been, for me, it has actually been a good learning curve, this challenge, about understanding it all a bit better. So yeah, I'm ready for a more physical challenge next, but it was definitely a good one to do.
And you go back into CrossFit, so happy Joe.
Although not so much in tier 3, not very happy, Joe.
Get in tier 4. We haven't had it for ages.
Yeah, Bristol better stay in tier 3. Anyway, we're staying away from COVID chat, right? So, yeah, well done. And I of all the goals, and I loved everybody's goals, but I loved yours of just be kind to yourself. So, especially with what you came out, and if you think that 3 months came out of hospital, 3 months later you're running 11 miles for fun, when you can even get up out of bed after an IV or whatever, that's incredible. And I would say I'd get you back on for another podcast, but they're like 3 hours long. So
You've had enough of my life in podcast.
So thanks, Joe. Katie?
Yeah. I don't actually know why I didn't put my hand up seeing I had a successful challenge, because on paper, on app, I did. Because I hit my goal, and I hit my goal quite early, which made me think I should have hit. I've set a different goal, like what Emily was saying earlier. So my goal was to do a combined lift of 250 kilograms through deadlift, squat, and hip thrust. And I think I did it in week 4, just before the gym shut, actually, and we went into the national lockdown. And then the gyms reopened again, and I was building my weights back up, trying to get back up to that, because I think my hip thrust was 110, and then my squat and deadlift both 70 kilograms. And I think about, well, I don't know what I am now after Christmas, probably a lot heavier. But I was then about 56 kilograms. So I was really pleased with what I was lifting. And but I've not quite got back there yet, and now the gyms have shut again, which is frustrating. But I think the biggest win for me was I thought I was just going to. I basically missed taking 1 week's set of photos. So I got to just before Christmas and took my week 11 photos, and I thought, what am I going to do about this week 12? Like, I've got Christmas, and then I just took them anyway, and I probably wasn't the leanest, and I probably was the leanest the week I got my braces and couldn't eat in those photos, but I still took them and I submitted them. And for me, that was like a massive deal, like sort of detaching myself from like that idea that I have to be like at my leanest at the end of the challenge, and that actually I was probably at my strongest because I was well fed, and that mentally I like this year, although it's been tough, I feel like I'm through doing the 3 challenges back to back and falling in love with weight training. I just feel like my whole mindset and perception of what is healthy and fit has changed, and that for me has been the biggest thing. And I've loved the challenges for that, and I just love weight training. I love how empowering it is, and actually, yeah, my final photos, they're not my best, but I still did them, and that for me was the biggest win, I think, of the challenge.
Brilliant. And yeah, I know how tough it was for you to have those braces. It's, you never quite anticipated how tough it was going to be, did you?
No. Foolishly, I just thought it would be a bit hard to eat for a day or two, but oh my God, I couldn't eat any carbs. So I think the best photos were the weeks that I had no carbs because I was holding no water weight. But the carbs are back in now. I've got lots of carbs, so I'm happy. I'd much rather have carbs and be bigger than have no carbs and be leaner.
You and most of the country, I think. So yes, carbs are king. But yeah, I mean, and hitting your goal so quickly as well in 4 weeks.
Which makes me think I probably should have set a different goal in hindsight. But then I've not got back up to those weights yet still, because the gyms keep opening and shutting. So that is frustrating. So I can't squat as heavy or deadlift as heavy as that yet again. But I once they're open consistently, I feel determined to get back there. So it's a good goal to have, to get back to that strength that I was at.
And you did a home workout, right, and enjoyed it?
So weird. It might be the only time. Fucking hate them. But it was all right today. I even did a bit of a dance, as you probably saw. Mark was like, "Are you dancing?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm dancing." Are you asking? Yeah, I remember that.
That's exactly what went through my head when you said it.
You dancing? You asking?
Oh dear. Well, yeah, well done, everybody. So it sounds like everybody said really successful challenges, and I came on thinking, oh, I totally screwed mine up. I didn't do anything, and I put on weight. I stopped taking my measurements. I didn't put any photos on for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But when I actually just listened to everybody and thinking of some of the other wins, I gave up booze for 64 days, 65 days on the lead up to Christmas. And I think that proved to me I can do that again. And I will, because having drunk over Christmas, I've realized that it's so easy to go back, but also all the negative sides of it, of all the anxiety and everything, came straight back. So I will go back to that, I think. I actually started to implement and enjoy yoga, and I had it down to a daily consistency for about 23, 24 days. Again, Christmas came and I'm probably back to where I was, but for the first time in my life since I was 14 or 15, when I started to grow too quickly and I was doing nothing with my flexibility, I was doing it and enjoying it. So as you all saw live, for all those weeks ago when I was doing it.
Oh, all the angles of Alistair.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
Now we're back to this. Probably better for everybody. So I think that was a positive. I did cold showers for almost as long as I gave up booze, I think. So I've lost count of the days, but I'm still doing those every day, and those are a massive benefit to just measuring anxiety and resetting the system. So despite some of the other stuff didn't go well, there was those things that were implemented and created good routine. So it's all about where we go next. I think I've tried to change my goal from what was working, because I felt that, I don't know why, I feel like I'm maybe following others. I know that standing on a scale works for me, and I tried to change that. And it doesn't work for everybody, but I need to just do what I think works for me. And yeah, so I think I will go back to standing on a scale because I've still got weight to lose. So yeah, where do we go from here? Do you want to just I know that some of you added that in, but those of you who didn't, who's joining in the next challenge? Who's made that ultimate decision that they're doing it? Charlie's in. Elena's in. Joe's in. Emily's on the fence.
I'm not sure yet.
Get off the fence, Emily. You'll get splinters in your ass.
Yeah, I just can't decide what my goal will be. So I just don't know. I still have what closes on the 17th. So I still have a good 14 days to decide.
Do you think it's something completely random, Emily?
I don't know. I think I would go with some like a mental kind of thing. I need to just shift my mentality a bit because that's what caused me to lose stuff the last 4 weeks of this challenge. And I don't know. How do you enter data for that? Like, how do you track that? And so that's kind of, I'm not going to like cancel my membership. I just don't know if I'll actually enroll in the challenge or not, because I like having the coaches, because I chat with them quite a bit, and I really enjoy that part of it. So I don't know. Yeah,
it's really interesting because I'm on the fence as well, but for kind of the opposite reasons, in that I don't feel I've had that engagement, and like that's probably on me not to have used it, but I don't know how to use it. Like, and a bit like Katie, I hate home workouts. I've got the kit upstairs, like I've got a barbell, I've got some dumbbells, I've got resistance bands, I've got my TRX, but I just hate it. Like, we've been in this for 12 weeks and I've only completed one course of a workout. Like, I've requested a second one and I've only done one workout from that and haven't touched it since. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be, as much as we don't want to admit it, I'm pretty sure we're going to be in lockdown for the duration of these 12 weeks. Like, so it's going to be dependent on home workouts. I mean, my PT is still running because we can do 1-to-1 outside, so I am still seeing her once a week, but like, I'm just reluctant. I just don't know if I get the value from the full membership of the app. So actually, do I want to be in the challenge? Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, I can't choose a goal that is going to encourage me to get maximum usage, if that makes sense.
I hate home workouts, and if I had to do that, I would not participate. I would be so struggled.
Yeah, they are really tough. And the good thing is with the plan, if you go to the standard plan, like the one, not the premium one, the like just whatever it is, the minimum one, you can access all your workouts. So if you have home workouts that have been done for you, you can get them on there, which is good, and still keep recording your weights and watch the videos if you need to. So I don't think I'm going to do the challenge because I've done 3 back now, and I just don't think I've got any more progress photos in me right now. I'm going to try and go solo for the first time, which I'm a bit scared about. But yeah, I'm going to try and do my own thing for a bit. So I'll still be cheering everyone on who's doing a challenge, and I'll still be like setting my own goals and still being like JSA, but I'm just not going to be in the challenge, I don't think.
If we're not in the challenge, does that mean that we're not in the podcast, or you can't be on the podcast?
Who knows where the podcast goes for this next one? I don't know. I think that one of the things I missed out on the last part of the challenge is I got 75 episodes and I wrapped up loads towards the end of the year. And I had to take 2 weeks off social media and decompress, doing lots of other stuff anyway. But yeah, I am still just as excited to do them. I just need to know what it looks like. My thought is to possibly do once every 4 weeks check-in and have 3 or 4 over the period, maybe more than weekly. But yeah, I'd like to know what the listeners think, really. Do they want one a week? Do they want it to be? Do they want one at all? Do they want once every 4 weeks? I am not sure what people want, so they need to let me know. But I want to make sure that it's engaging, and I feel that we did too. And what I know that from us is we were not struggling, but we had to put our heads really together to come up with the ideas of the content because we didn't want to overlap. And I think that might be even harder going into a third set of people. So yeah, I just need to really consider what it looks like. But also, I am on the fence as well about whether I do the next challenge because I've never not done one. And I was feeling obliged to have to do it because of the podcast. But I will definitely be staying JSA member. But I also feel that maybe I need to prove to, a bit like you, Katie, I need to prove to myself that I can go it alone without a challenge. And just get the work done without needing to put a progress photo on or write down my goals into somewhere and just do it for me. So yeah, again, like Emily said, 14 days to decide.
Yeah.
And watch me at the 11th hour going, oh, I meant to, never mind. And then put a post out and tell everybody there's a podcast and try to get up to loads of people. But we'll see.
I did that I wasn't going to do the last one, and then last minute I got FOMO. FOMO is a terrible thing.
Yes, I agree. I did that too.
Yeah, I fully expect that to happen to me next week. So
you watch us all be back.
I just think if you're a premium member anyway, like I use CoChat and everything loads. I just think you might as well enter if you're a premium member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can always not carry on.
And that's my debate too, because I'm going to carry on my membership anyway. So why not enter? But then it's just like, well, what am I going to enter with? So.
Yeah.
Difficult one. It is a difficult one to set the goal. I found it really difficult last time. And I actually went, I think it was when we were all chatting, it was Alina who went do 36 workouts. And I was like, actually, it's a really good one. I've never considered it from that angle. So maybe start asking what other members have done as different ones. Wasn't someone spinning plates at one point?
yeah.
That was Paul. It was great. That was awesome.
He was good at that, man. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe ask around and see what other people can come up with, because that's probably what I'm going to have to do if I'm going to do it, because I've got no clue what will work.
If I'm doing it, I'm being really basic. Stand on that scales and move the number, and that is it. Because I need to do that. So I'm carrying too much weight for that. So it's as simple as that. And I will see how. And to be fair, I've got 2 weeks to see how I go by myself. A bit like other people, you've got that time to check it. And it should be easy at this time of year, right? Because we should be filled with joy and motivation and all the inspiration to go and smash it out anyway. But it's a very different time at the moment. And I completely get it. I think you can even tell just by us meeting up tonight, and I've met up with friends and things over the last couple of weeks. There's definitely a flatness, UK wide, I think, at least. So
I think everybody's expecting this year to be like last year and like waiting for the next shoe to drop, like what's going to happen next kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a 3-day hangover from New Year's, to be fair.
Could well be it.
I think there's probably also like a subconscious, or there was a subconscious hope that 2021 would come and things would improve, and they've gotten the opposite, and everyone's a bit like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, we've got to get through a few dark months, I think, before we get into the light again. But I think for anyone considering doing the challenge, then it's been an absolutely brilliant thing to do and focus on this year. Like, although like the world's going to shit around us, actually it's so positive to focus on your own well-being and fitness. So I would recommend it to anyone doing the challenge. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning
I
towards it
agree.
as well. It's like something to focus my mind on for the next 3 months. It's like, why not? There's going to be nothing else, is there? So yeah.
I mean, I think the thing is it's how you look at it, isn't it? It's the same with anything. How you look at what the next challenge is, the next 12 weeks, the next, like, anything. It's your mindset over whether you want to look at it as it's going to be difficult and it's going to be dark and it's going to be negative. What the hell can you pull out of it that's good? You think of it like that. Like, what can the next 12 weeks bring you that's good? No, it might not be the same as last year or the year before or how you expect it to be. What goodness can come out of 12 weeks of the challenge, or what goodness can come out of the next 2-3 months of if the UK is in lockdown or other areas are in lockdown, what are the good things to come out of it? Because otherwise we all remain in the funk.
I think it's just good to keep you focused, definitely for that. At least you've got something that you have to, remain accountable to, and keeps you going. For a sustained period as well for 3 months. If sometimes you can just get yourself locked in on a challenge, what matters with else going on as well. So stay focused.
Cool.
Okay, well, guys, from me, first of all, thank you very much for all your contribution, your challenging me to keep it shorter, to stay on track with doing things that I said I would do, and to get us through 12 weeks of this. So it's been a brilliant group again, and I can only wish you all the best in going forward. And if there is another one, you'd all be welcome back. And just thank you very much from me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Over and out, Captain.
Thank you.
Kirk.
Peace out.
Peace out. And yes, we will be back in the future in some sort of format. Speak to you all soon.
Bye.
Oh, and bye Yeti, if you're still watching.